When I was a kid, I remember how my mom used to like value grace in dancers and people, just being graceful. And, and I don't think she had a very strong idea of how to find grace or what that quality was, but she really liked it. And so, whatever it was whatever interpretation of being graceful was that I picked up, I associated with being light, like being floaty, like being up here. When I started working with my acting coach, one thing that I learned, it took me a while to learn, was that you can only get light or flotatious if you go deep, if you go dark and heavy, because life is like it works like an 8: happy, sad, love, fear, whatever. If something is something, it's so vague. If you are happy, then you have to know sadness. If you want to get light, then you have to know heavy, right? And physically, that emerges, even if you look at energetically in the body when you watch people. So let me see if I can explain this for you. So with my acting coach, we started a series of swings. And he was trying to teach me the relationship between light and heavy. And so let me see if I can show you a bit. So light and heavy, right? So if I start swinging like this, right, I'm doing an 8. There isn't much difference between my depth and my light at the moment, right? But if I start going deeper, my light gets lighter all of a sudden, right? You see that? Right? So, if you take this into yoga class, because at the same time, is really when I started delving into yoga a bit deeper. I started, you're standing in like tree pose, and you're going to lose your balance if you don't root down in order to get light. If you know tree pose, it goes like this. Tree pose is this. Can you see me? So in order to keep my balance strong and steady, I've got to really dig in, like root down, and I do that by engaging midline, pulling my energy, my muscles into my body, and pressing that foot against the thigh hard, and then and it allows my hands, my upper body, to stretch up and get lighter. Yes, so. The dance of opposites, it's like you can't have one without the other, and you can't fully explore one aspect of something, happy, sad, light, heavy, cold, hot, without knowing what the other feels like, without having a foot grounded in that experience. It's also, where if you've seen some of my other videos, it's also where I look at love and fear and contending or yielding energies as well. It's where I come up with some of those thoughts, is like this duality, or this connection between the light and the heavy, or the light and the dark, or the happy and the sad. Cold, hot, it doesn't matter. But that's also where your intuition comes in, because if you see somebody who looks really put together, or really, they've got their shit together, like they're really confident, underneath it all, there's something else going on that's it's a little bit not, which is the opposite of that, which is a disheveled mess, which is them trying to deal with their own mess of sorts. Maybe creating boxes around that mess, maybe creating organization just so that they can keep centered or life going. So you kind of know whatever you see on the outside, there's other stuff going on the inside, and you can read a lot or read into situations or people a lot just by understanding that concept.